This pie represents $418 trillion. This is the total global wealth of the entire planet. Only 1% is owned by more than half of the population. A staggering 85% of the total global wealth is owned by the top 11% of the population. And then there's the top 1% of the population, the wealthiest of them all. In the hands of a few lies almost half of the planet's entire wealth. There are billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. And then there's you, a young person which at best has a net worth of around $14,000, most likely struggling just to make a living. You've studied hard, you went to college, and then you got a job and you thought you've made it. However, you soon realized that you were working so hard just to pay your debt. You are now drowning in bills, a mortgage for your house, a student loan, car leasing, credit card debt, while you're struggling to have a decent 1-week vacation per year if you're lucky enough. On social media, you see the lucky ones, those who can afford nice cars, big houses, and amazing vacations, and your frustration level reaches new highs every single time. For sure you weren't imagining this life as a kid. Something must have happened along the way. How did you end up here? But it doesn't have to be like that. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. The good news is that no matter where you are right now, you can turn your life around. There's a framework that highly successful people follow to become wealthy. You just have to know it, be willing to put in the effort, and get out of your comfort zone. It's all in your hands. You don't have to take my word for it. Look at all the billionaires I mentioned before. Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. They are all self-made billionaires. They weren't born wealthy. In fact, studies have found that 88% of all millionaires are self-made. Brace yourself as we're going to study the 4-step framework that will allow you to build incredible wealth. Understand how money works. By nature, money is infinite. It's not even bound to gold anymore or to any other metal or object. Money can be created in numerous ways without a limit. It might be quantitative easing by the central banks, or through credit by commercial banks, or even by seigniorage, meaning the profit that the government makes from printing its own money. Now that you know that money is infinite, I'm sure you're wondering, why does it mainly go to only a selected few? Why don't you also have a ton of money? The answer is simple, yet so powerful. Rich people are not chasing money. Instead, money runs towards them because they understood 2 important principles. Money follows value. The higher the value you've generated, the higher the amount of money people are willing to throw at you. More about exactly how you can do this a bit later in the video. The second principle wealthy people understood is time is the most finite resource that we have. Once a second has passed, you can never get it back. If you run after money, you're binding your time to it, and it's not the wisest decision that you can make. Think about any employee. Are they making $20 per hour or even $100 per hour? Then they've just put a limit to an unlimited resource, which is money, by binding it to the time that was spent to earn it. Understand that your decision-making energy is limited. Every little decision you are making during a day is consuming your mental energy, which is limited. You should avoid at all costs depleting your mental energy on meaningless choices in your life. Every second you spend deciding what to wear or what to eat, you consume energy that can be used to make the right decision for more important situations. Do you think that the most successful people on the planet are dressed the same each day by accident? Barack Obama said it perfectly. You need to focus on your decision-making energy. Now, of course, maybe you enjoy being fashionable and you love having different outfit every day of the week. In this case, save your decision-making energy by planning beforehand your outfits for the whole week. For example, you can do this on a Sunday. Another amazing trick to save a huge amount of decision-making energy is to prepare in the evening a to-do list with tasks being listed in a prioritized order. By doing so, you won't lose energy and time thinking what you should do. Instead, you will actually actually do it without even thinking about it. The next question we must answer on the quest of becoming wealthy is where this saved decision-making energy is going to be channeled. Solve challenges that people struggle with on a daily basis. You already know that you shouldn't chase money. What you must focus on instead is finding solutions to challenges people struggle with every single day. You have to understand this very well. You shouldn't just solve any type of problem. The more frequently a problem arises in our daily lives, the more money is going to be worth solving it. Think about Google. People were searching for a lot of answers multiple times a day, every single day. And boy, it was a challenge. Going to the library, finding the right book after reading multiple ones, for sure finding the answers wasn't a simple walk in the park. Think about Uber and the struggle to catch a cab when you needed one. Think about all the social media platforms and the need for us humans to socialize. Or think about Amazon and how they solved the challenge of finding the right product you want to buy as fast as possible. And it gets better than that. If you take a look at the richest people in the world, you realize that they do even more than that. Not only they solve a challenge that people were struggling with daily, but they also saved people's scarcest resource, their time. Going back to Google, anyone can find an answer to anything today in just a matter of seconds. Uber, catch a cab fast. Amazon, buy anything you need fast. The combination of solving a challenge people struggle with daily while saving their time is a recipe for becoming a super wealthy individual. The question that might be on your lips right now is how can you build such a product while having a very limited time at your disposal? And for that, we need the last piece of the puzzle. Scale, automate, and build processes. You saw that one of the worst decisions you could make is to bind your time to the money that you're making. You should be very careful how you spend your time, not only professionally, but also in your personal life. For example, you should stop spending hours watching TV every day and stop scrolling mindlessly through social media. Also, it would probably be wiser to stop spending your time cleaning the house or doing the groceries. Time is too valuable for that. You should pay somebody else for these tasks while you are working on scaling, automating, and building processes around your money-making machine. Scaling is one of the most important things you can do because it unties you from the time you've spent earning money. Sure, you can be a brilliant tax lawyer being paid royally for your services, but you will always be tied to your time. Therefore, the money you make will be limited because there are only 24 hours in a day. Build instead a tax-related software that covers most of people's needs, and you can scale it to the moon. Once the software is done, it can be used infinitely by millions of people. Building processes and creating governance around your money-making machine is crucial if you wish to be involved as little as possible in the process, freeing up your time. Remember though, how much money you make should always be your decision. I would say that finding the sweet spot of saying it's enough is even harder than actually making money. In the end, don't forget how all wealthy people started. They wanted to solve a problem that was present in our daily lives. Once they became wealthy and once the problem was solved, you would think that they started to enjoy their freedom or that they embarked on solving another problem that humanity has. While some did that indeed, others, unfortunately, were consumed by the money they've made. I always remind myself that having enough money is in essence nothing more than being free. Having the freedom to do what you want, whenever you want. In this video, you can find out what I did when I reached financial independence and how I chose to enjoy my freedom.